Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's 3 p.m. news. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene, Minister of Health, Wellness and the Environment, Sinclair Prince, has expressed gratitude to Taiwan for the latest donation made to St. Vincent and the Grenadines' health sector. The minister The Ministry of Health has received a donation of supplies from the Republic of China on Taiwan through a private foundation. Minister Prince noted that this donation comes on the heels of a recent donation that came at a cost of US $240,000. We hear more from the health minister.
I'm very grateful to the foundation. We have not only been making these collaborations with the government itself, but also with these private foundations, and we are happy for this particular variance in our relationship. I'm happy about that. As I said before in Parliament, we had over the past 5 years over 400 amputations here at St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and these wheelchairs will come in very handy in that regard. And especially this year, we're putting certain emphasis on non-communicable diseases, with particular emphasis on diabetes, which you have been helping us with. And I think that persons who have had amputations of the lower limbs will now be using some of these wheelchairs as they leave the hospital here at St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
That was the Minister of Health, Wellness and the Environment, Sinclair Prince. The items include 120 wheelchairs for adults, 25 wheelchairs for children, 80 walkers, and 40 commode chairs, as well as 200 canes. St. Vincent and the Grenadines are the winners of the Regional Police T20 cricket competition after defeating Grenada in the finals on Monday evening. Playing at Kensington Oval in Barbados on Monday, the Vincentians overcame their fellow Windward Island counterparts, the Royal Grenada Police Force, in a low-scoring final, winning by 15 runs to take the championship for a seventh occasion. Beginning as a tournament held among member states of the Regional Security Systems, the RSS, the competition has since evolved to include police forces and services outside of the RSS. The regional tournament is held in a different island every year, with this year being the second time the competition is being hosted in Barbados. Still on the local scene, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves has expressed dissatisfaction at the rate of progress in the northern end of Kanawan. Prime Minister Gonsalves, during a call to WEFM's Issue at Hand program, noted that homeowners on the northern end of Kanawan have also expressed dissatisfaction at the rate of development. The Prime Minister said that the government has taken the issue on board and that the public can look forward to hearing positive development on the issue in the future. We hear more from the Prime Minister.
I'm not really satisfied with what is happening in the northern part of Kanawan. And the homeowners are not satisfied with the developers. And there's not as much development taking place up there as hitherto. And there's still scope for significant development in terms of the land and the management and maintenance of the whole of the enterprise up there. And that is something which the government must take on board, and you will see and hear more about that.
That was the Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves speaking on WEFM's Issue at Hand program. Prime Minister Gonsalves noted that in circumstances such as these, it is important not to become complacent, as it would result in a stagnation of progress. On to news in the region. A St. Lucian family of Westall Group, Viewfort, is consumed with grief and anger after two of their loved ones were slain while in their bed. Dead are Tara Joseph, 47, who was shot 4 times, and her grandson, Kentrell Joseph, 2, who received 8 gunshots. Tara was pronounced dead at the hospital, while her grandson was pronounced dead at the scene of the crime. According to a family member, the assailants used a chair to reach a partially opened window in the house from where they fired the gunshots. The assailants went into another home of a relative of the victim before shooting the 2 victims, but the occupant of that home wasn't there at the time. Guyana's Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry (GCCI) says it remains optimistic about plans to remove visa restrictions in the future on Guyanese nationals entering Canada. In a statement, the GCCI said senior officials of the private sector group held discussions with Canada's High Commissioner to Guyana, Mark Kevin Berman, on the issue, and that they were assured that discussions were underway to remove visa restrictions altogether in the future, a decision that both parties are optimistic about. The GCCI delegation, which included its president Kester Hudson and the senior vice president Richard Rambaran, also discussed with the Canadian diplomat the need to improve transportation infrastructure for cargo shipping and direct flights between the two nations. The statement said that during the meeting, the parties discussed the potential for strategic partnerships between Guyana and Canada in various sectors, including agro-processing, tourism, and other traditional sectors. And finally, on the international scene, the US is set to be one of, sorry, that should be the UK is set to be one of the worst performing major economies in the world this year, according to a forecast. The International Monetary Fund says the UK economy's performance in 2023 will be the worst of the G20 group, which includes sanctions hit Russia. It now predicts the UK economy will shrink by 0.3% in 2023 and then grow by 1% next year. The IMF also warned of a rocky road for the global financial system following a series of bank failures. The IMF had already forecasted that the UK would experience a downturn this year and be bottom of the pile of the G7 group of major nations, which it topped in 2022 during the pandemic rebound. Its new forecast for the UK for 2023 represent a small upgrade from a previous forecast of a 0.6 contraction. This has been WEFM's 3 p.m. news. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 5:30 for WEFM's evening news, and we thank you for listening.